This is Taiwan Talk.
This is Taiwan Talk on ICRT.
I'm Eric Smith, and welcome to Taiwan Talk. Dr. Yuan-tse was the first Taiwanese to win a Nobel Prize for his contributions to the science of chemistry in 1986. Dr. Li has also served as the president of the Academia Sinica of Taiwan and is the head of the International Council for Science. Today, he maintains an office at the Academia Sinica, where he was gracious enough to invite me to discuss Taiwan's energy policies, global warming, and the need to change before it's too late.
As we enter the 21st century, you did see Nali typhoon in 3 days dropped 2 meters of rain, and the entire Taipei was flooded. And 2.5 years ago, you see Morocco typhoon. We have seen rain drop of 2 meters in 2 days. And people always said that's only happened once in 100 years. We're happening very frequently now.
So this kind of rain is not supposed to happen?
No, not in the past.
I see. And you expect this trend to continue unless we make some major changes?
That's right. It will become worse and worse.
Is it possible that some people are not connecting the two issues in their minds? They're not seeing these as connected?
Certainly, there still have lots of people who do not fully understand. But as you see, IPCC 5 years ago, when they submitted the report, they gave lots of evidence of global change and what's happening. And during the last 5 years, not only what IPCC said turned out to be true, but actually might even be worse.
So the science behind this is very solid.
Oh, yeah. There's no question about it.
You recently gave an interview where you said that Taiwan is lagging behind in clean energy development and applications.
Yes, especially in the application, we are lagging behind. For example, government didn't take any position on the energy efficiency, like especially automobile, the transportation, or power generation in the industrial production. Didn't really have a strong position.
So you mean the government doesn't seem to have a policy in place?
Not yet, no. There's some policy related to not using plastic bag and those kind of things. And like rapid transit subway system in Taipei is moving along.
And that's all good, but not enough.
Not enough. Not enough.
So what do you think we need to do to get back on track?
Well, in Taiwan, we are producing about 12 tons of carbon dioxide per year. And in order to maintain sustainability, we have to cut way down, maybe to 3 tons.
Cut from 12 to 3?
Yeah.
Wow.
By 2020? It's
7 years from now.
7, 8 years now, in order to really stabilize so-called weather situation.
Is that possible?
Very difficult. We have to change our lifestyle drastically.
What would be some practical and inexpensive solutions that the government might be able to adopt almost immediately that would have an impact on this issue?
Well, immediate impact will come from the behavior of the people.
For example, like if we put more solar panels on roofs, especially in southern Taiwan, government subsidies, this kind of thing. Are these practical things that the government could do right away?
That certainly would help. On the other hand, you have to realize that Taiwan is a place, population density is so high. So we do have 600 people per square kilometer compared to 30 or 3. 30 in the United States, 3 in Canada and Australia.
Right.
People in Taiwan should not forget that we only got 1/20 of the sunshine compared to the people in the United States. Putting the solar panel certainly will help, but it will only provide a small, very small percentage of what we need. Taiwan is still going to be an energy importing country.
Taiwan's carbon footprint per person is terrible.
Yeah, 12 tons.
Right.
It's 50%, almost 50% higher than Japanese or European people. They are on average of 8 or 9. In Taiwan, it's 12.
Is that because the devices we use, the cars we drive, everything is just not efficient? As efficient as Japan or the EU?
That is part of the reason. Is certainly is efficiency. The second part is we have lots of factory or manufacturing those are energy consuming.
Right.
So, like naphtha cracker, in which they have a cement company, steel company, and consume lots of energy.
But just moving those industries, like over to China, for example, might be a solution for us, but it's not a solution for the planet.
It's not the solution for the planet at all. In Taiwan, we have not been cutting the wood from the forest for quite a long time.
Right.
We were using the wood from Cambodia.
Right.
And Burma.
Right.
All those Indonesia.
Tune in tomorrow for some ideas for solutions for Taiwan from Dr. Lee, including the controversial idea that despite the government's push for increasing the birth rate, what we really need is fewer people. Thanks for joining me on Taiwan Talk. I'm Eric Smith.
This is Taiwan Talk.
This is Taiwan Talk on ICRT.
Welcome to ICRT's Taiwan Talk. I'm Eric Smith, and today I'm continuing a chat with Taiwan's so far only Nobel Prize winner, Dr. Lee Yuan-tse. In recent years, Dr. Lee has turned his attention to environmental issues, helping his fellow scientists try and find ways of reducing the effects of human-created climate change. Dr. Lee explained that although there are a lot of good ideas floating around that would help make a difference, in the end, it boils down to too many people consuming too few resources.
We have too many people consuming too much resources and damaging the environment. Taiwan population is going down. It is a good sign. The government try to keep encouraging people to produce baby because they need the manpower for the industry or for the army. I said it's all wrong. We have to set the example. How can we manage in the declining population and people, older people, so keep on working. I'm 76 now, but I'm still working very hard.
So that's one solution would be to...
One solution is for older people to continue to work hard. That is to cope with the population decline.
Right.
But the second thing is we really need to reduce the consumption. Fundamentally, we have to do three things. We have to control the population. United Nations already said by 2050, our population will go up to 9 to 10 billion people. I would say today we have 7 billion people, and going up by 30 or 40% by 2050, it's really impossible for us to solve anything. Population need to be controlled. This is one thing. The second thing is our consumption has to be reduced. And in reducing the consumption, we have to have a scenario to tell people how can we live. When I was young, during the Second World War, when the U.S. ally was bombing, I ran into the mountain with our families and lived there for 1.5 years. There's no electricity, nothing, no fossil fuel. Everything will depend on the sunshine. Sunshine brought us food, and life was wonderful. You cannot imagine how rich we were in the jungle. Nature provides everything, and beautiful. Can find a fish in the river. Then gradually, after the war, you see the transformation. I ride bicycle, but at that time I have only 2 clothes and wash one and wear another one. And life was simple, very simple, very happy.
We need to return to that simplicity.
Yeah, we have to return to simplicity. But return to the simplicity doesn't really mean return to the so-called very undeveloped kind of life. The science and technology.
We're not going back to the jungle.
No, science and technology develop in such a way that we can really have a reasonable life with a much less energy. Of course, society has to change. If we keep on spreading out, then there's no way.
You mentioned as one of the main things that we need to do is reduce consumption.
Yeah.
Every time the government tries to raise the price of either gasoline or electricity or something, people freak out. There's demonstrations all over the street, Shoutai, all of this kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
But isn't that the most effective way to reduce consumption is by raising prices?
Yes, certainly. But you see, Taiwan is facing 2 difficulties. One is the taxation is not fair. So do you know, government is collecting about 12% of GDP every year, compared to about 50% in Northern Europe, 40% in Germany, and we have only 12%. US is very low, still twice as much. So what we are doing is we borrow lots of money. Government is borrow lots of money and using for the next generation. And the consequence of so low taxation means salary is low. Taiwan salary is low. So when you raise the energy price, they really affected their livelihood. So they will have protests. The second thing is corruption. Those monopolized company very corrupt. So although raising the price is a effective way, but we have to at the same time we have to fix those kind of things. Taxation has to be fair. Rich people are not paying tax. Salarymen are the only one paying tax. And if rich men will pay the tax, government will get more than twice the income. And then salary will go up as a factor 2. Then raising the price of gasoline, they certainly will control how much you consume.
Well, that sounds like a very fair plan to me.
Yeah.
Dr. Lee, thank you so much for speaking with me today. I appreciate it.
Well, my pleasure.
Thanks for tuning into Taiwan Talk. I'm Eric Smith. All of our episodes are available as podcasts on iTunes or on the ICRT website, www.icrt.com.tw.